What's up, guys? We're the Farooqi Brothers, back with another video. And today, guys, we're going to be talking about Spider-Man No Way Home in a quick video. We're all traveling right now, so it's a little different. But so if there's some technical difficulties, bear with us. But we're going to try to get through this topic quickly. But it looks like some difficulties are starting right now. Let me see what's going on. Well, I guess somehow we've switched places. So now me and Samir will be on this end, and Umar and Zian will be on that end. But so Zian, I mean, you want to put the topic up? I think you're gonna have master controls right now. But so basically, we're gonna be talking about Spider-Man No Way Home for a few minutes. There's actually been some leaks, some costume leaks through Funko Pops and action figures, but it actually gives a good idea of kind of what we can expect from the movie, but also raise some new questions on if Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield are going to be in the movie or not. All these rumors are kind of overstated or understated. And Kevin Fiege just yesterday, through the press, gave the statement saying that a lot of the rumors you've been reading are simply not true. And there's other rumors you've been reading that are true when it comes to Spider-Man. So there's a lot of secrecy surrounding this movie, but I don't know. I mean, it's going to be interesting to see how things go. But I'm going to first start with that costume look. And Zan, I don't know if you want to pull up Boss Logic. He actually did a quick rendition of a new costume, and we can quickly look at it and discuss what we think about it. But Samir, since you're sitting next to me, maybe we'll just start with you on this one. I mean, when you saw these new costumes, did you like them? Do you like this kind of concept art? What do you think about it?
I like this black and gold one. I don't like the little red tint they put right at the end on the fingertips. I think it's just out of place. I think if they were going to make that a different color, they should have just went with gold. And the other lead suit, which was basically the Endgame suit, not the Endgame suit, the
Infinity War
suit, which was the Iron Spider suit. It was just I don't like the MCU version of the Iron Spider suit, so I don't really like that one that much.
All right, you can actually pull this art off quickly. I'm going to make my point. Actually, it's funny because I'm not a big fan of the Iron Spider suit either. I think that it was actually, I don't know, it's the worst of his.
I guess it's just us.
Yeah, because I guess we'll just make our points then.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, just like I agree with Samir on the Infinity War thing that it feels like a cheap recreation, or like they're just taking the same suit and just adding a different color onto it. I don't think it looks really great, but I think the black one looks sick in my opinion. The black one is just it's a cool design. It's kind of like Venom. As we bring Shraz and Samir back on the stream, we're back. Yes, and I'll just finish my point. Yeah, like the black suit, it looks, I guess, just from his point, I guess they probably added the red. I guess they could have made it gold also, but the red makes sense to differentiate from like the Venom suit he would have he have had the symbiote on him. So to differentiate from that, I guess they added some more color to it. And I guess they chose red for whatever reason. One of the fun theories I had is that, probably not true, obviously, but they showed like the 3 Funko Pops of the 3 different costumes, and maybe each of the Spider-Man, Andrew Garfield, Tobey Maguire, and Tom Holland, they each represent one of the Spider-Man. They each have one of the different suits. So maybe this black suit, Spider-Man, maybe it's Andrew Garfield. Who knows? Maybe it's Tobey Maguire, and maybe Tom Holland's suit is the one where it's like the Infinity War with the golden symbol or whatever. That's my opinion. Overall, it's not that bad. I don't know why they keep feeling like they introduce so many new costumes, but if that's the way they want to go, then let's see how it goes. Umar, what about you? I mean, when you look at these new suits, I mean, Spider-Man, this version, the Tom Holland version, has multiple suits now in every single movie. These new suits, do you think they're any better or worse? I mean, the one thing I'm hoping is they don't make a joke about it. I mean, when they showed the stealth suit in Far From Home trailers, we were all like, oh, this looks kind of sick. And when we saw the movie, it was like, oh, it's just the Night Monkey or whatever the case was, the Spider Monkey or whatever the case they made at the point. And I don't want them to make a joke out of these new suits either. I mean, but from your perspective, I mean, someone who's kind of, you're pretty low on these 2 solo Spider-Man movies on the MCU side. So what do you make of this one? And do you feel like, hey, this is a pretty good improvement, or it's just kind of more of the same?
I think it's more of the same, and to me, I feel like it's not so much about the storyline thread. It's more about like selling action figures and selling, like there's a business model behind these movies and stuff. So I think it's more about that for them. And so I think that like translates on the screen as well. Like you mentioned about the black suit in Far From Home. And I think this is more of the same. It just so happens that they're like tweaking some things to make a new suit. It's not really that new. I know that they're trying to differentiate it from like him having the symbiote on him with the red. I actually don't mind the red. I think the red eyes, like the red on the eyes, if we could just go back to it, like the red on the eyes, I think is weird. But I think if they worked in the red in a more natural way, it could have been nice. But it's like weird. It's like put in a very weird way. So
yeah, I guess the next transition point would be like, because of these new action figure leaks, usually, an action figure Lego leaks, these kind of things, they show off like some of the bigger spoiler events of the movie. So far, I mean, they're being pretty careful with it, but we saw, like, for example, they showed Doctor Strange wearing a shovel. I don't know if Samir, were you a big fan of that or not, but I don't know if we were stuck. Are we stuck? Do you hear us? Yeah, we hear you. All right, yeah. So, Samir, when it comes to that Doctor Strange funk, I don't actually have the photo of it, but do you feel like, like him wearing a shovel, I mean, is it going to be more of a joke, kind of the same thing, or what are you thinking?
Yeah, I don't like how he's wearing his whole costume, but he's holding a shovel and boots. I think that's just weird. But the action figure didn't have the shovel and boots, so I think that joke could just flat past that.
In the end, it's going to be a comedy, and we all know this. I mean, they're going to have some obviously endearing moments, but we're going to have a comedic Spider-Man movie, part of John Watts' style. I mean, it's the same director. It's by and large the same writing team. I mean, we can't expect a huge drastic change from movie to movie. I mean, at this point, we know what this guy is going to do with Spider-Man. And if you're a big fan of it, like, the general audience is pretty much eating it up, so they're going to keep liking it. I know for the four of us, I mean, we've kind of fell in love with the older Spider-Man iterations, and this one kind of feels like a couple of steps more childish. So we're like, okay, it's not vibing the same way with us as we would like. But I think, and Umar says all the time, like, this movie hangs on the balance of Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield, or even at least Tobey shows up again. The question is, do we feel, and we ask the question a lot, we'll ask it again across the board, and Zan, maybe you can go first. Are you more or less confident that Tobey and Andrew are showing up, given Kevin Feige's point that, hey, some of the rumors you're hearing are just far off. They're not true. I'm less confident, not mainly because of his comments, but more because of like the leaks of like the Funko Pops and the action figures and the Lego sets and whatever. And unless it's just a perfectly kept secret, which I wouldn't put past them that they'd probably be able to do to keep all secret, but the fact that nothing has come out makes me feel a little weary that, okay, maybe some of those theories were far-fetched. But I'm still holding out hope that they'll show up in some capacity, hopefully, not in just a cameo, not in just like in the background with Spider-Man and Doctor Strange jumping through multiverses or whatever, that they'll actually have some kind of role in the story, at least maybe to defeat their own villains throughout the story. But we'll see how it goes. As far as like the story itself, like you said, John Watts, he has his directing style. We've seen they really bank on the comedy a lot, more so in Far From Home than Homecoming. But, as long as they keep it a little more serious, because, like, if you dismiss big plot points like Spider-Man's identity being revealed, like, if you just resolve that within a joke, it's going to be, like, one of the worst things ever. Like, that would be, something like that would make me be, like...
It would be a turn off.
It would be such a turn off. Yeah, it would be, like, a big disappointment. Like, you have a lot on the plate with the film. Like, don't resolve everything through comedy. Give him some serious moments. Give him some, like, depth.
I'm hoping that the identity part, I think Samira agrees with me, and so does Umar. Our friend Brandon Davis, he reported on ComicBook.com that, Daredevil's going to be in the movie, and maybe not in costume, but as a lawyer. So if we're going to get, Matt Murdoch in this movie, even for a couple of minutes, it would make sense he's the one who maybe represents Peter in a court trial, or whatever the case might be. I mean, do you agree with that, Samir?
Yeah, of course. They could also go the She-Hulk route, right?
Yeah, and her show's coming out too, so they can set her up that way. So they can do a lot of things teeing off. The only thing is that sometimes how this, remember before when WandaVision came out, it said WandaVision is directly going to be linking into the multiverse, and then when you watched it, there really wasn't a multiverse. But yeah, you grew Scarlet Witch, but there's no multiverse. Another saying that Loki's doing all this time manipulation, and we talk about Loki later on because I have thoughts on that show as well, but another day maybe. But Loki's dealing so much with the multiverse as well, kind of touching on multiple timelines, that you're kind of setting up Spider-Man to be a movie where the three Spider-Men converge, and it's all something Sony. Remember, this is a Sony movie more than a Disney movie. They really want that. They're pushing for all the Spider-Man, at least Venom or something, to find a way to connect this universe. So, Umar, I'm going to ask the same question as Zion. I mean, are you more or less confident in Tobey and Andrew kind of making an appearance? I mean, we know all their main villains are. We know Doc Ock's pulling up. We know James Fox Electro's pulling up. And there's a lot of rumors about Green Goblin. But do you think Tobey's also going to be putting that suit on?
I don't think so, actually. I think he will be. I think they might tease him at the end as like a cameo, and then kind of work on a story where it's more. Where they can bring him in with maybe a different direction. I actually feel like this movie's gonna suffer quite a bit because even if you added everyone in, I think that John Watts is not the right guy. He's not the right architect to like bring a movie like this at this event type movie.
That scale, yeah.
This type of scale together. And so I think that I mean I would have loved to see Sam Raimi like bring it all together.
Yeah, I mean it's crazy that Sam Raimi was directing Doctor Strange too. Which a lot of people think that if you can bring Tobey, maybe bring up that one too. I remember. I mean, this is again part of the rumors. It's everything you gotta take with a grain of salt. But there's rumors back when the negotiations were happening with Tobey and Andrew, and they were saying that Tobey would not come back unless Raimi's also coming back. And I wonder, them hiring Raimi for Doctor Strange 2 was happening the same time they were finalizing the contract with Tobey. But I feel like those two would come in a pair. Like he would not say, like, kind of like if Christian Bale, you asked me Batman again, maybe he'd be like, hey, I'm only going to be Batman if Nolan's the one who's directing me. Otherwise, I'm not coming back. So I wonder if Tobey has that same kind of mentality that if I'm pulling up in that suit, I only trust one man to direct me. In this case, it's not going to be Raimi directing, but you never know. Maybe they consulted with him. Maybe they spoke to him. Maybe he's going to be a big part of Phase 4 or Phase 5. So all that being said, I mean, I don't know, Mr. Mayor, do you more or less confident Tobey, Andrew showing up?
I mean, if they hit it this well, then that's good on them. But I doubt it now. If they show all the Spider-Man in their own universe chilling and they don't bring them all together, then I'm gonna be honest, I'll be fine with that too. But at this point, they have to show up in some capacity.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, the rumors are too big. Someone made a joke before. Maybe we made it on the London stream where at this point, if it's not true, then you better start making the phone calls and make it true because that's how far like the rumors have gone. Like it trends. Like even Twitter, official Twitter's account was like teasing that Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield star in this movie. So I mean, it'd be crazy if it didn't happen. But I think I didn't go my last thing before you head out of here. Again, we're kind of making this a little bit on the fly. There's some stuff going on, so we're just kind of putting it together. We'll be back with the stream next week, hopefully, or maybe the week after, and get back to the normal content for Comic Book Debate. But to end the topic off on the costumes, I personally think with Samir, I like the black and gold costume the most from the new two ones. I do think Umar made a very good point. It's actually the true point that in the end, it is really about action figures, and it's about, hey, what new suits can we give him? It's the reason why Batman has 10 new suits in Justice League. It's the reason why everyone has new costumes for every new movie they do, because it's new toys, it's new opportunities to make money, and that's in the end, it's all business. So I know about that. And the other suit, I mean, the one I like the Funko Pop version where Spider-Man has like in his web shooters. My hands over here, yeah. The web shooters, there's Doctor Strange's like insignia on it. So I mean that was kind of sick. But outside of that, I mean my expectations for this movie are very similar to my expectations for The Flash. Maybe it's a little better for Spider-Man than The Flash, but it's the idea of multiple characters coming together, and is it the right vision? Is it the right producers? Is it the right people kind of putting it together? But if Tobey shows up and if they stick the landing, it's like a Zion phrase, if they stick the landing on it, I think that Spider-Man No Way Home, and it's coming out this year, which is crazy. I was going to make a point about this, that this movie is coming out the end of this year, and we didn't see one trailer, one teaser, no poster. Oh, no, we got a poster, but we got nothing else. Like, we got really nothing about this movie. So it's probably one of the best kept secrets if Tobey is coming back. But then again, in some ways, it's not the best kept secret because why are the rumors so prevalent? So we'll find out. I mean, Kevin Fiege did say some rumors are true, some rumors are not. So I'm hoping that Tobey and Andrew do make an appearance as Spider-Man. And then we'll see how it goes. Any other points, Umar, Samir? I mean, Samir, I'm with you right now, so I can make you talk more, right? So I don't know.
Good one.
Yeah. So, all right. So, Umar, anything you want to say?
No, we're good.
You don't want to say anything to me? Like, just to me?
Oh, do you want to say anything to you? No.
And the reason I'm not putting my hand over here is because it'll just go through him when he's not here. It's just all around.
All right. So I guess we'll get back to the normal flow of things in the next few weeks. But So we'll get Built Different back going, and we'll get the normal content flowing again in a couple of weeks. But I thought it'd be fun for you guys, our audience, to kind of see us instead of 4 screens on camera, it's 2 screens, and I'm sitting with my boy Samir. Zion sitting with his boy Umar. We're actually all in the same house, so it's what spoilers there. But from myself, from Zion, from Umar, and from Samir, we're the Farooqi brothers, and we'll see you next time. Peace out.